Hey, what is up guys? Marsleaf here, back to do another video, and today I've got two pretty sick games involving a new strategy on Tournament Odyssey, and there's going to be another game after this that is just as, if not more, epic. So it is hard to get videos like this. They're not going to be as often as my other uploads, but I consider this to be one of the better games that I played in recent times. I did a bit of theory crafting before going into this match. Now this is R19, so you're going to see several things that are a little bit different. The Vertigo reload time, for example, is 10 seconds now. It was 12 seconds before. I just felt like it was a little bit too much back in the day. The quad turrets as well did get changed. You can find all the patch notes down below in the description of my videos. And I get this DC messaging appear all the time. I'm using an LTE connection when I play and stream. Doesn't cause any lag issues, but of course I do get those annoying messages that come up. Haven't been able to fix it unless I use a VPN, but I don't think it's worthwhile like investing in a VPN every month just to get rid of a message that appears in my game. Besides, I've developed quite a habit of closing it like instantly. So I'm going to be marked of Kane in this match. Just doing a scouting pattern. My opponent is random in this particular match, so I have to expect really everything. As you can see, I'm sending a Awaken down to the bottom of the map, just so I can reveal if there are disintegrators there, because he could be a Scrin faction. I've got this Awakened in the middle. I didn't want to move it into his base, because I felt like he could have had buggies there, or he could have just been spamming rifles and scouted the middle portion of the map and then brought them back to his base to overwhelm my scout. So I didn't want to take that chance. Besides, if he is disint rushing me and I pull this Awakened squad back, he'll be able to handedly deal with disintegrators. He needs to be moving out for the expansion. I'm going to make this buggy because I want him to invest in Seekers or other scouting units. Don't want this Buzzer to stick around in my base for a long period of time. Buzzer getting cleaned up there. Raider buggy going out for that scout. And this is, of course, against Phoenix, so it's a pro player that I'm playing against. Pretty stock standard so far in this match. Now, I know you guys like this format of videos the most of all the videos I've been making recently. When I check my Google Analytics or YouTube Analytics, I see that you guys are enjoying this format the most. So I'm going to provide you all with more of this in the future. I used to do FPV videos without the dub commentary, but these days I'm doing it with it, and I think that it adds to the video a little bit of insight. I try to commentate over the matches shortly after I play them, so a lot of the events are in my memory. I'm giving you real-time insight into my thought process as I play this. Phoenix very greedy with his eco, getting 3 harvesters on that expansion. No Seekers out just yet, though I didn't invest very much into tanks. I just made 1 because, if I recall correctly, I was expecting to get hit by a Seeker push, so I started queuing tanks on 5 harvesters, but ultimately I scouted with the Raider buggy that he wasn't even doing that. He went full eco. I postponed my tank production and went into harvesters. So these tanks here are just a response to something that never came, but it's going to make him maybe overreact to it. Puts down the portal, doesn't overspend on descents. He immediately cancels building what he was building. Descent's not very good for attacking with unless you are Trial 59 and you get that advanced articulate upgrade. Tier 3 coming down for me, and now I'm going to do this strategy that I had planned since the start, which is to go for Vertigo bombers. And the key is to build them from 2 airfields just so I can get them out a little bit sooner. I'm building 5 Vertigos. Why 5 leaf? Well, 5 bombs, a technology assembler. That is the Scrin tech structure. It only takes 5 Vertigo bombers. So I'm going to pop down that second air tower. And this is going to leave me a little bit exposed as I'm queuing these Vertigos. But I'm upgrading Dota Blades, which did get buffed in R19. Plus, I am also researching the quad turret upgrade, as well as soon-to-be supercharged particle beam. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that now, just on cue. Vertigos being produced. They are $1,800 each, so it's going to cost me 9 grand to get 6 Vertigo bombers out. Scorpion tanks moving into this base. I wanted to separate one from the pack so I can scout where his technology assembler is. I'm just going to send one in to see where that is. Alternatively, what I could have done here was made a carry-all. Carry-alls move faster in 1.02 plus. They only cost $200. I could sell a shutter turret and call in that carry-all. So I've got 5 Vertigos out now. That's enough for me to bomb that tech center. They also are stealth, these units, as they are in flight. So he would need to have Seekers on the map to detect these. He doesn't have many on the map. He's going for dev tanks, which was quite a surprise to me. Seekers just about unable to detect those Vertigos. He may have got a whiff of them, but he is for now unaware of this. I'm building avatars behind this to defend against those Devourer tanks, Scorpion tanks there, just defending my base in case he's got Seekers ready to flank me. I know that Phoenix likes to do multi-pronged attacks. I've got these dev tanks here in my sights. I'm going to go ahead and force fire the ground, try and nail the dev tanks, nail the harvesters. I got 2 there in the refinery. Quad turrets online on my shutter turrets. Those are going to be very good against those Seeker tanks, against those dev tanks. And as I said, Phoenix, he's attacking me from 2 sides. I have to be very vigilant here. Supercharged particle beam shredder turrets need to be spammed because shredder turrets have a weakness to gun damage. But that is just about going to be enough for me to hold that off. A little bit frantic, this engagement here, because there's dev tanks about to approach my base as well. Those Seeker tanks are falling in numbers, just about able to deal with those Seekers there. Unfortunately, I do lose a harvester. Ordered it to my other field, but he didn't want to move. These Vertigos are now reaping the R19 change with that 10-second reload time. So they are back out once again to go on another bombing run. I'm going to go ahead and take out those dev tanks. He kills one of the Vertigos with the Seekers. A little bit slow on my part there, but if I trade all of those Seekers for the 1 Vertigo bomber, that's not too bad for me. I had to be very cost effective. He takes over my Tiberium Spike as this is all happening, so a little bit frantic here. I'm all falling to bits. This game is falling to bits. I've got 2 harvesters, 3 harvesters on my field. I'm forced to pull all of them away. I'm planting down those shutter turrets. Avatars coming in to respond to this dev tank push. He's just keeping me from harvesting while he gets down his expansion, takes over my other Tiberium Spikes. So things now are just absolutely awful for me. I have no income coming in from the tip spikes. I need to do something about that immediately. He's got 4 spikes. That's insane. I've got my 5 Vertigos out once more. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I can find that tech center once again. He didn't do what I thought he would, which would to go for a technology assembler. So he kind of played into... I mean, it's kind of funny. He didn't build a tech center and I was trying to bomb that this whole time. So 5 Vertigos really wouldn't be that good in this game, but I'm still alive for now. I'm just going to go ahead and bomb this refinery. I thought, based on that expansion there, that he didn't have a tech center yet, so I didn't want to waste any time. I bombed that refinery, taking out that ref on his field. I could go for a tier 3 now and catalyst missile the other refinery. But I need to focus on getting more armor out, more avatars out. And one thing I can do is get a couple beam cannons out and upgrade my avatars with the second beam. In Kane's Wrath, that second beam does enormous damage. You've seen from a number of my videos, I make those dual beam avatars work for me. The 5 Vertigos out once again. He gets the shield upgrade. He was a little bit delayed in purchasing that attenuated force field upgrade, but he finally does get it online. Particle beam shredder turrets deal with those nicely, so that's not really going to change much. Seekers will still die very quickly. I discover the tech center. I quickly bomb that, and I'm going to re-stealth before any of my Vertigos are lost. Now, if I did have one of those Vertigos on low health, it will de-stealth. There's one of them there that is de-stealthed, in fact, so I need to be very careful when I return to base and not fly through those Seekers. So he's once again going into my base with these Seeker tanks. He's just trying to bleed me dry. He's really keeping me on the back foot. I took out his tech center, which will delay him somewhat. He's going to be still floating tons of cash. So unlike me, where I'm broke, he's probably floating like 10 grand right now. He can probably go for Storm Rider spam. I need to scout his transitions, basically, and get the upgrades I need to hard counter it. One thing about Kane's Wrath is the Tiberium Core missiles, the supercharged particle beams allow for you to counter things like aircraft and infantry incredibly cost effectively. If he can't make tripods, then what's his other option going to be? packs. I can build stealth tanks. I have supercharged particle beams. I can even build venoms. I've got those quad turrets, so I can go for tip core Sam spam as well. So I've got these 5 avatars, a lightning spike, which is obnoxiously placed there to prevent my engineer from capping that spike back. He's still on that spike lead. I did reclaim one of the spikes though. He actually put that spike down for me, so that's very nice of him. I didn't think he would place the tech in the same position, so I decided to not to check in the same location again, because I thought, hey man, he's not going to put it in the place that I just destroyed it last time. He's probably put it in a different location, and you'll soon see that I was right. He actually put it in the other side of his base, so I'm going to go ahead and bomb that as well, and that's going to delay his tripods even further. He may have got 1 or 2 out, but not enough to overwhelm my avatars. I'm keeping avatars at my home base just so I keep tabs on anything that's coming my way. He's got Seekers there, which would have just harassed my base. Not much income Tiberium left for me to harvest anymore. So I'm trying to defend on 2 fronts. I'm actually doing an attack on his expansion. He doesn't have any tripods, or he has very few of them because of that tech snipe that I did with the Vertigos. Vertigos reloading once more. Vertigos will be out once again for another point run. MCV moving in. I'm going to avoid that and get those shredder turrets down just to provide anti-infantry support against disintegrator spam, which is a thing. Phoenix using that stasis shield will be able to stall that there. Looking for the tech center once more. I'm going to go ahead and bomb these Devourer tanks though, because I see them all clumped up together, and here he used an amazingly timed phase field and was able to survive that attack with the Vertigos. One thing I could have done here was get a couple combat support airfields down, and it would have shortened the reload time on the Vertigos if I put those on the front line, but I need a tier 2 as far as I'm aware to build those combat support airfields, so it's actually not an option for me right now, but otherwise it would be. In R19 the combat support airfields have double the health of the regular that they used to have. That means they have the same health as a regular airfield. Avatars moving into this base. I'm going to go ahead and reclaim these husks. The avatar husk that I did lose. Vertigo's once again out for another boring run. For some reason I saw that tech center go down there. I don't know how I spotted it, but that's nice. I'm going to go ahead and bomb it. It's probably going to deny him building a devastator warship. He's got funds, man. Don't kid yourself. He's got lots of funds. I was able to prevent that dev ship from coming out. He's got 1 tripod out. Storm column probably as well was prevented. So this game was a lot closer than it looks, because simply he's harvested the majority of that 3rd expansion field. I have not yet touched my expansion. So the resource discrepancy in this game is pretty huge. Dev tanks being EMP'd here. I've got these avatars which are going to start focusing those down. I've got the awakened as well, which I can use to prevent incoming damage. 4 avatars left for me, but I've got a couple of them in my expansion still just to defend my base, but I feel like I need them over in this fight. It's nonetheless going to be enough to defend my base here. I've also got a refinery down. I'm going to harvest what Tibbs left. I think that was probably from the Ichor seed that he summoned in, but yeah, things are getting pretty dire now for Phoenix. I'm looking for another tech center of his. Vertigo's flying around, looking for that tech center, able to locate it. I wasn't able to locate it, but yeah, if I had, I would have just bombed it again. And that was a pretty good game. That was just a highlight, a strategy that I've came up with against Scrin with Mark of Kane and Nod. I think it works better with Mark of Kane because of the supercharged particle being shredder turrets, because you can kill Seekers very quickly with those. Plus you can EMP install any like sort of counterattack that comes. Look at this eco difference there, man. That's just insane. So that was a game that Phoenix was unprepared for. He didn't see that strategy before, and that was nice. I enjoyed it. So I want to show you all another game which is really crazy, the next one, guys. So let's go into that game right now, so stay tuned. Alright guys, I am back with the next game. This is going to be on Tiberium Rift. This game is the main event, so once again I'm going to be Mark of Kane. My opponent Phoenix will be, spoiler alert, the Scrin faction. He picked random. I didn't know that he was a Scrin faction. I obviously played this opening out like as if I didn't know he was Scrin. I'm going for that engineer in the start to take over this tip spike. Did go for refinery first. If I had known that he was Scrin, I probably could have got away with a refinery first. That gets you an extra load of Tiberium at the start before your opponent, which can accelerate your 4th harvester. In fact, you can build a 4th harvester without stalling on your income. That's the advantage of it. But you'd have to go for a raider buggy first to scout. That's the con. So your 2nd harvester would be a little bit stalled coming out of the war factory. So this is Tiberium Rift. I do have a different lighting scheme on this map. I did modify the lighting. I didn't have really much time to do more stuff like this. I did it only for Dust Bolt, No Poker, and Tiberium Rift. This was just to demonstrate the lighting effects that I did with the hammerheads and the tech center of GDI, all the night lights and stuff. I wanted people to have a way to see it on the maps that, you know, the maps that people play, not just Pipeline Problems. The night version of the Pred's map. So this is going to be just a regular eco match in this game. Now, it's best to play standard in these matches if you don't know what your opponent is. Typically, going for a bike rush is the only thing you can do at this stage, unless you want to really go ham and like sell your MCB with 2 war factories. But the issue is if you do that in a competitive game on ladder like this, or not even on ladder because that doesn't work anymore, but people are probably going to not play you if you all in them. So most people at this stage just go for eco, 3 harvesters, 2 refineries. Just doing a regular rush can work with 4 bikes. 3 used to be the meta back in the day, but it's very hard to make 3 bikes work and kill a harvester, especially when it's microed around the war factory. People's micro nowadays is a little bit better, or that could also be attributed to the locomotive changes on the harvesters, because the harvesters now turn quicker. And that means they can rotate around that war factory better and more efficiently. That could also be the reason. MCB heading out for that expansion. I'm going to scout the buzzer, so I know now for certain that he's going to be a Scrin. He can go for the blue Tiberium at this point. I'm considering it myself, but I think it's a little bit late. Usually players do this on 4 harvesters. I've seen players like Futurama do it on 3, just so that when his opponent's 4th harvester gets there, there's no blue tip left to harvest. A little bit of a gamble there, because if he doesn't take it, then your really early blue tip harvester basically is going to put you behind in the game. So it's a little bit of a gamble. I don't like playing, like gambling when I'm playing, so I decide to play it safe here. I did contemplate it for a second. The buggy will scout the Seekers coming my way. He's got 3 or 4 of them just to defend his harvesters. He doesn't know that I'm 2 war factorying or ecoing. So he's going to assume the worst, which is correct. That's the best play for him. He can also get down the lightning spike when he pushes my base and inflict heavy damage on my harvesters. That's why I'm queuing a 2nd war factory as soon as possible, just so I can defend my harvesters and get the Scorpion tanks healed up and repaired around that war factory. It's going to allow me to defend against these Seekers. He's going pretty heavy into Seekers. He only has 1 harvester on his green Tiberium field expansion. Remember, he's been spending this time queuing Seekers from his war factory. I've been mostly queuing harvesters. But now with that 2nd war factory, I'm going to be able to get the tanks out that I need to defend this off. That tier 2 comes down. That's going to be a really great follow-up, because I'm going to be able to go for the Dozer Blade upgrade, which is a huge bonus in R19. It's as much as it is in 1.0, 1.01 Kane's draft. That's to say it's now a 25% increase in armor. Was reduced to 15% by EA in 1.02 for reasons I don't know. But yeah, we found it to be very good with the 25% armor buff. Besides, Scorpion tanks were a little bit of a joke before. Now they do their job very well. Especially versus Seekers. Marked of Kane versus shield sharded Seekers had much difficulty. Nowadays they don't have that issue as much. The Awakened, and not the Awakened, but the Enlightened and Tip Troopers also got a armor buff themselves. So the infantry and Scorpion tanks for Marked of Kane are a little bit better. That just makes that play style with Marked of Kane a little bit better. It makes the mock style more appealing to players. Anyway, I'm going for the same strategy as I did last game with the 3 air, 3 refinery and fast tech Vertigos. This is the 2nd time Phoenix has seen this, so he knows it's coming basically at this point. He basically can assume this is going to be the same thing coming as before, despite not scouting me. So I'm going for those Vertigos, 5 of them being made. Avatars now coming out because I need to defend against these Seekers. And as you can see, I'm actually queuing a beam cannon and an avatar from each of the war factories, because I'm going to go ahead and equip these avatars with beam cannons. Now, it does take a little bit of labor doing this, but if you go for avatar beam cannon, avatar beam cannon, avatar beam cannon from the war factory, and keep remembering to upgrade your units, then I think it's really good. Like, if you just straight up could spend $3,200 on an avatar with 2 lasers, I think you would do it. I really do think players, if they had the choice, if it just came straight out of the war factory, would just play that much for it. Beats the tripods handedly, plus it ranks up quickly because it's considered a $2,200 unit. I do scout a lot of tripods there. I'm going to have to retreat from this. Dev tank was, well, that's actually a nice pickup. Nice 3v for me. 5 Vertigos now out. These do also double up as anti-air units because Vertigos have a tailgun on them, which allow them to target aircraft. So if he goes for Storm Riders at this point, I can use those as somewhat of a counter to them. Dev tanks will get shredded by those Vertigos. So it gives me a lot of flexibility. Unlike Firehawks, where they can only bomb structures, these Vertigo bombers can also kill vehicles very well. That tier 2 is very close to the tech center. I didn't want to try and see if I could bomb both, because there was likely that the splash damage wouldn't hit both of them, but I could have attempted to kill both the tier 2 and tier 3 there. Another avatar out for me. I'm going ahead and to try and destroy this drone ship with my Vertigo AA, but it's not really doing a lot of damage. I think it's good against hammerheads because you can sneak up to hammerheads with those stealth Vertigos and just start firing at them. Plus you can't use a supersonic airstrike because the Vertigos are doing a flight path through the hammerheads, and he would be supersonic airstriking his own hammerheads if he does it. That's a really good advantage of it. So I've got 5 Vertigos. I did bomb the tier 3. Another avatar there, which will be equipped with that dual beam. Avatars here. Another avatar. I'm going to go ahead and take that beam cannon. And these are going to be really great. The fire rate is really great with these beam cannon avatars. Built a Venom just to recon his base to see where that tech center is. So this is very reminiscent of the GDI playstyle, where you see GDI players go for fast tech Firehawks. 6 Vertigos out now for me, just for good measure, just in case I lose one of them in the campaign of bombing Scrin tech. 3 more dual beam avatars out. He's got that shield upgrade on his Seekers. Won't be long before he also gets the shards as well, but he's probably prioritizing upgrading the shields for his tripods. Nonetheless, though, I'm going ahead scanning this base to see where that tech could be. Loads of Seekers out for him. He's spamming Seekers, which we know are great versus Marked of Kane, naturally. Just flying around here, and I can't really get anything achieved there. He's going to shut down my attack. He's well aware of it. Probably queuing a storm column if he has a tech center. Vertigo's just about escaped intact. And now I need to defend my base. I'm in a bit of a pickle here. I send back to base the wounded Vertigo, and what I did there was I ordered all back to the airfield and just right-clicked off the one that was really heavily damaged. That means that all of them, except that one, will be selected. Vertigo's just trying to find a gap. As you can see, there's tons of tier 1 units out here, loads of Seekers for Phoenix, Harvester going to the blue Tiberian field. They're all damaged, but they still retain their stealth. No tech just here for him, so that's the thing, right? I probably need a better way of detecting where the tech center is. Maybe I can use the decoy army on a couple units, like get a couple bikes and just decoy them around the place and see where those units are. I can even use those to bait in the storm column shot, so it gives me more synergy. Like, even watching this game, I'm thinking of better ways to improve this strategy. But this game is certainly definitely not over, because he's got 2 tier 3s, so that attack of mine just did nothing. He's got 2 tech centers, so he was able to face his tripods, plus that's not going to postpone his production of tripods. Light and spam coming in, awakened for that anti-infantry, for EMPing those tripods. Devastator as well coming out just to deal with these infantry units. I'm going to go ahead and target down this growth accelerator. Growth accelerator? Man, the Scrin structure names are sometimes complicated. Gravity stabilizer, yeah. For some reason that wasn't the top of my mind. Eco of mine getting absolutely ravaged by those Seekers. 1 avatar though will try and defend that off for me. Tripod in the back, then we go ahead and EP that one. There's tons of tripods here falling to my avatars. Look at these 6 avatars with the dual beams go. Absolutely crushing those tripods. And you are going to learn that the tech center that I destroyed was the one that was upgrading shields, and apparently it was 99% finished on that upgrade. There was 2 tech centers that he built, and I somehow destroyed the one that was upgrading shields just as it was about to complete. So what are the chances of that happening? Absolutely insane. That would have, look at those avatars on no health. I would have lost all of them if he had that shield upgrade. It would have been a completely different engagement. So I completely lucked out there. This fight is definitely not over though. He's got that tech, as we know, and 2 war factories in his base. So he's going to have tons of forces still back at home. Lots of resources, bring in those resources there. I tried to get the last shot on these units with the elite avatar just so I can promote it to heroic. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get that. It's very low on health. There's a devastator warship in my base just to distract me. But I need to focus on this engagement here. It doesn't matter if I lose my base or some of my base, because this is the fight that matters the most. So I've got these avatars focusing down this base, focusing down this refinery just so I can get some XP. And now I need this avatar to desperately go heroic because there's 4 tripods coming in here, loads of seekers as well, and this avatar is now just about to go heroic just as I need it to. That was crazy. All those avatars really low on health. 3-4 avatars left for me, all about to go down. And as you can see, these seekers are just getting popped instantly. The heroic avatar doing insane work there, killing that tripod as soon as it spawns out in the war factory. Devastator warship will finally get cleaned up, and that's going to be the game. So Phoenix throws it in, and I take a surprising victory there on Tiberian Rift. That was crazy. Had the C&C3 music going in that game, so I'm not going to... The good thing about the editing is I don't need to include it myself. I was thrilled about that match there. A crazy one indeed. So I want to thank you all very much for watching that, and I hope you all enjoyed this special game and special video featuring a new strategy that you may or may not want to do in your games. It is fun, has room for improvement, but that's just the idea. Anyways, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and if you did, then don't forget to hit the like button. I would really do appreciate that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel as well if you haven't already. And I'd like to thank everyone who has been supporting me on Patreon over the last couple of years. Your support has been very appreciative, and I really do appreciate that support very much. So I want to thank you all very much, guys, for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. So yeah, peace out.